Welcome to Maximizing Your Nonprofit BNI Membership. By the end of this video, you will be able to recognize how to maximize your organization with a BNI membership and learn methods to support your fellow BNI members. Now, let's get started. By taking advantage of your membership, you will gain tremendous support for your organization and the causes your organization supports. Are you struggling to imagine how BNI can be beneficial to you and your organization? Does it seem like BNI is geared more towards for-profit organizations and business owners? BNI and your local chapter have the power to take your organization to new heights. Let's learn how. Networking. One way to maximize your organization's BNI membership is through networking. This is a vital component of BNI. When you utilize members within the chapter, you will benefit both financially and structurally. Financially, because members are oftentimes willing to support your organization and cause with monetary donations. And structurally, because BNI members love to volunteer. One-to-ones. Next, be sure you regularly schedule and attend one-to-ones. There isn't a better time to discuss your organization and the wants and needs you have. One-to-ones are the hidden key. They allow you to promote your organization and get the message out to others. If you create a list of the top 10 most important things your organization needs from the chapter, then put it in a document, and take your list to every one-to-one, you will begin to knock those things off your list. Referrals. By utilizing services from fellow BNI members for such things like supplies, IT services, movers, printing, signage, office equipment, and maintenance items, your spending budget can be enormously cut. This helps you meet BNI's requirement of passing referrals, because you are essentially referring yourself to your fellow members. Building relationships. Keep in mind that if you don't build relationships, you won't find success. Someone needs to be the face of your organization, so it's important one primary person is that face. This can be difficult if a different representative from your organization attends the meeting each week. BNI members are notoriously willing to step up and help. They are there to help, whether through donations, both monetary and services, or volunteering within your organization, like serving as a board member or helping distribute goods. As everyone knows, fundraising is acceptable within BNI if you occupy the nonprofit seat within your chapter. Dependent upon the type of organization you represent, there are additional ways you can ask for assistance. Let's learn more. Donations. If your organization needs help with specific items such as clothes, hygiene products, silent auction items, and even money, don't be afraid to ask. Members are always willing to support you. Remember, one of BNI's core values is givers gain. Volunteers. BNI members are oftentimes willing to step up and help when they can. Members can serve on your organization's board or volunteer to help with fundraising efforts. If needed, they can even help around the office with things like organization or bagging up items for distribution. Speaking engagements. BNI members often know people within the local community and are willing to make introductions. All you have to do is ask. Once proper introductions are made, you can then use opportunities to go out and talk about your organization and how it is making a difference in the community you serve. This includes community organizations, church groups, Lions Club, Rotary, etc. Participation. If your organization is planning a fundraising event, invite your chapter members. For example, if your organization is planning a golf outing or a bowling tournament, ask them to participate. If you need help in delivering holiday meals or handing out hygiene bags to the homeless, tell your fellow members you need help. Finally, ask members to put out coin jars on their counters. or even round up on customer purchases if applicable. When asking for donations, including monetary, you are not breaking any rules. Keep in mind, fundraising is an expected component in your classification. So go ahead, stand up, and ask for what you need. Chapter members won't get upset, and you won't break any rules. When an organization purchases their seat, they purchased the rights to market their organization within the chapter. First, you need to recognize what your organization needs besides money. Make a list of all the needed items. For example, volunteers and goods and services. This includes what is known as transactional referrals. These are asks that involve supporting such things as golf outings or the purchasing of raffle tickets. Once you have this list created, narrow it down to your top 10 requests. Then, take that list and present it at your weekly presentations, feature presentations, and your one-to-ones. Now, it's time to present your top 10 list requests for your organization. You have 30 seconds to 1 minute, depending on the size of your chapter, to make your request at the weekly presentation. Start by telling your story. Tell your chapter how you got involved in your organization and why you are so passionate about it. Next, break down your services and explain how your organization can help their relatives, friends, and clients. Lastly, present your asks. In your BNI chapter, you have members who can assist your organization by providing various goods and services. Here are examples of services your chapter members could provide to your organization: IT support, printing services, office spaces, web design, office cleaning, maintenance such as painting, electrical, and plumbing, catering, payroll and accounting, marketing, legal services including estate planning, elder law, guidance, and contracts, fundraising, donations, and volunteers, introductions and speaking engagements, and directors and officers insurance. Your fellow chapter members have been supporting your organization, but you may be shaking your head thinking of ways you can support them and their businesses. At first, it may seem difficult to find ways you can support other chapter members. Primarily, you can pass referrals. You may be thinking, how can your organization pass a referral when much of the time the people you are helping don't have the ability to support you? Think about this. Almost every organization has an office. Within that office, you have volunteers, board members, etc. The majority of those people need things. For example, maybe someone needs an electrician, a painter, a mechanic, or a landscaper. All of these likely exist within your chapter. Another thing to think about is this. You can pass referrals from your personal and professional networks. These include family members, friends, acquaintances within associations or clubs you belong to, co-workers and volunteers within your organization. And finally, you can also refer yourself. There are always services you, yourself, could use. You might need an auto mechanic, insurance, or a financial advisor. Let's listen to some testimonials from real BNI members about the impact BNI has had on their organization.
We asked Hillary Hassan of the Center for Independent Living Opportunities to give a brief overview about the organization she represents. Hillary has been with the Center for Independent Living Opportunities for 21 years and has been a BNI member for the last 13 years. The Center for Independent Living Opportunities provides free and confidential disability services to people with disabilities, family members, individuals, and local businesses and organizations. This organization is dedicated to the integration of people with diverse disabilities in all aspects of life in our communities, such as eliminating barriers, ensuring civil rights and equal access, and promoting independent living. We asked Hillary what misconceptions she had prior to joining BNI. Hillary told us she questioned how BNI would benefit her organization when their services are free. Finally, we asked Hillary the ways BNI has a positive impact on her organization. Hillary stated they were able to cut their budget over the years by over 45%. They also increased the number of board members. In addition, fundraisers have become more attended and profitable. Hillary said that BNI members have gone above and beyond to help spread their mission. Also, this organization has been able to help local businesses with ADA regulations, the Americans with Disabilities Act. Because of BNI, local people have become more aware and knowledgeable about people with disabilities, senior citizens, and the services available to help loved ones stay home and living independently. We asked Heidi Farinas with SOW Impactful to tell us a little bit about the organization she represents. She told us that SOW Impactful activates organizations by helping them to make a plan, communicate the mission, grow relationships, and fund the mission. Heidi has been a BNI member for 3 years. We asked Heidi what, if any, misconceptions she had about BNI prior to joining. She told us that she thought that she would be selling to people in the room, which was such a small mindset. She was activating the contact spheres of people in the room. She also thought she would be receiving referrals right away. She said that the best practice for BNI is to build strong relationships and be a productive member of your chapter. After 3 years, she received 2 very high-quality connections that are going to be game changers for her organization. Finally, we asked Heidi in what ways has BNI had a positive impact on her organization. She told us that as a nonprofit fundraiser, BNI helped her grow as a professional through mentoring. Also, a nonprofit professional BNI connected her organization to businesses, corporations, and foundations, made events happen by providing volunteers, resources, and materials, and provided care for children through Christmas presents, contractor gifts in kind, volunteer mentors, and board members. During COVID, 95% of her new connections were made through BNI. We asked Adette Rosewa of Jabez Food Bank in South Africa to give a brief overview of the Jabez Food Bank. She told us that this organization feeds and clothes 120 families per month with monthly grocery parcels, weekly frozen vegetables, and daily fresh products. The monthly clothes are chosen by the families for every member in the family. By demand, the organization hands out furniture and linens. They also provide an overnight shelter for the homeless with supper and coffee. Breakfast and lunch is served daily for the homeless at Jabez Food Bank's premises. Article 18A tax certificates and BEE certificates can be issued. Odette has been a BNI member since 2017. We asked Odette what misconceptions she had about BNI prior to joining. She felt like BNI was a clique that wouldn't let somebody else into their inner circle. She told us that BNI had a positive impact on her organization by helping her grow as an individual with MSP training and tools to present the business. She built relationships, which have turned into regular referrals. She presents every need of her organization in her weekly presentations. BNI has helped the business grow and created visibility to other businesses, family, and friends. BNI is trustworthy when there is a problem to solve and when needing accountable support.
Remember, BNI isn't just beneficial when it comes to for-profit organizations. There are numerous ways you can maximize your BNI membership to help your organization, as well as ways you can help your fellow BNI chapter members. Thank you for taking the time to learn with us today. You should feel confident with ways to maximize your BNI nonprofit membership. Let's recap the key points from this video. You can leverage your BNI membership for not only gaining monetary assistance for your organization, but to also gain volunteers and goods and services that are needed. Don't be afraid to ask for what your organization needs. Although it may seem difficult at first, it really isn't hard to pass referrals to your fellow chapter members. Everyone has a need for services, including your friends, family, clients, and even yourself.